news from KXAN News.
This incident was incredibly chaotic and it was spread out over about 1/10 of a mile.
You don't often hear the word chaotic from first responders, but that is exactly how they describe the breaking news that happened overnight. 17 vehicle crash, 5 people are dead, and more are injured in that crash that happened on I-35 overnight. This is a major route into Austin, and it is shut down right now at 6 o'clock. They've been working for hours right now. Now, just within the last few minutes, we know the southbound service road, this is new. The southbound service road has reopened.
And that is a major development for traffic. Among the tragic news to report, though, a child and infant have been killed. 11 people are in the hospital. You mentioned that huge number, 17 vehicles involved. It is breaking news we've been following all morning and will continue to do so. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tom Miller.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sally Hernandez. Okay, let's get to the team coverage. There is a lot to break down here. Let's go ahead and start with Barrett, you. But before I do, Mercedes is standing by with some emotional interviews. We got you covered on traffic. Barrett, when you got there, that service road is closed. It's now reopened. What else can you tell us?
Yeah, that service road, good morning, Tom and Sally, just reopened here in the last few minutes, which is some good news to give a little bit of relief for that traffic that inevitably built up just north of Palmer Lane here. I'm going to step out of the way to give you an idea. Still a very active scene this morning. As you mentioned, 17 vehicles involved. We've counted at least 3 semis. And there are cars that are still pinned at this hour, some 6 hours after this happened, underneath those semis. We know at least 5 people died. That includes a child and also an infant. 11 people were taken to some of our area hospitals. Most of them are in critical condition at this hour. There were also, we are told, people that were involved in this crash who were not hurt. Police and fire crews said during a news conference earlier this morning that calling that scene chaotic, as you heard, this is something that doesn't happen in Austin. We'll hear from the fire chief here in a moment. But as far as when I-35 itself could reopen, that is a big question at this hour. There is still a lot of moving parts out here to figure out, first of all, what happened as investigators are out here on scene. They're also dealing with a massive diesel spill cleanup as part of that crash this morning. There was a lot of coordination, as you can imagine, between fire, EMS, and police to get people out of their cars. We're told it took about 40 minutes for that to happen. But this is a crash that the assistant fire chief says just does not happen often in Austin.
But there was a very large response to this unit. Like I said, there were multiple fire trucks, multiple ambulances, as well as multiple police officers, and all of those units that I listed are all detective units or specialty units that had to respond out due to the severity of this crash and the nature of it. So I don't have an exact number for you, but it was a very, very large response.
It took crews about 40 minutes to get all those people out of those cars. As I mentioned, they are still cleaning up that diesel spill, and you can start to hear that traffic behind me. The southbound service road is open, but as far as when southbound I-35, the main lanes, will open, that is something that we just don't know yet. We have reached out to TxDOT, waiting to hear back from them. But police are on scene, still wrapping up their investigation, and then the fire department will come out here and start their investigation. So this is something that will not be done in 30 to 40 minutes. It will likely be hours before I-35 is back and reopen. Back to you guys, Sally and Tom.
Yeah, this is a multi-phase project to construct I-35 and make it safer, is what the project should be doing. That noise behind you, is that related to the incident?
Yeah, so there you might be able to hear, it kind of sounds like a leaf blower that is related. That's part of the diesel spill for one of the semis that was involved. And I'll tell you, they've been cleaning up for at least the 3 or so hours that I've been out here. And they did describe it as a massive spill. So, you know, when that happens anyway, just during a normal crash, that can already take hours to clean up. So that's something they're dealing with, that hazmat situation out here. So that alone is a big project. And then you have 16 other vehicles that are involved. So this is just a massive scene out here. As I said, more than 1/10 of a mile long. So avoid this area at all if you can, because traffic will certainly be an issue as that morning rush begins. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Barrett. You know, we were just looking at those trucks that had crime scene on the back. At this point, we do not know if there have been any arrests. We do not know what has caused this crash, but it is something that police are looking into.